It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watched, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
I'm Isabel. Last night we watched episode 9 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 5. The show aired on Tuesday, January 13th, 2015. Here's what we thought.
It was super serious.
Well, because 2 different daughters were going off to college.
It seemed like everybody was going off to college, and
There was a 3rd kid, I'm sorry. Although that one wasn't as dramatic.
not a lot of drama, not a lot of laughs, to be quite honest.
Not really.
It's kind of a somber episode,
I know.
I hate to say, but it sort of is.
Well, I mean, aside from the whole college situation, I mean, Vanderpump has to talk with her son, Max, because he wants to earn more. So that's its whole separate issue. And
Could you believe that, though? That was such a shocker for me to kind of see the difference between Max and Lisa and Ken, of course, and Pandy,
Sure.
Pandora, because they're so driven. It's just their whole life is about business and making money
Yeah.
and being successful. And then there's Max. It's like,
well, sometimes a child needs a little bit more time to kind of find their way in this sense. I mean, I
Yes.
like the fact that Vanderpump and her husband Ken were willing to help Max, but they're not certainly giving him a silver platter with everything that he desires on it.
no, wouldn't that be nice?
I like their ethic, basically.
I do
It's
too.
just kind of like, hey, we made all this money, but we made it, and we're
Yeah.
going to help you out, but you got to earn it.
Yeah. And I love that he's learning the business from the ground up
Right.
and all of that. But just the whole, when he was saying he doesn't have insurance, doesn't have his registration or a smog check, I'm thinking, dude, are you kidding me? Like, we did that in high school.
Well, he's what? Early 20s, maybe 21, 22. So, and guys are not
I know,
always as
but
mature at that age as women are.
Oh,
So,
Lord.
it's just, like I said, every kid kind of has to work their way through stuff.
Find their way.
their way.
Yeah, I mean, we all had to find our way, right? We all had
We
to
all
kind of make our way, find our way. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, but I agree. Definitely a very somber episode.
I did love Vanderpump's anniversary, and when she said, everything is just puppies and roses. That was so classic. Vanderpump, I loved it.
Well, I love all the flowers in her house. Whether they're, I know majority are roses, but no, they're just, I'm sure it must just smell delicious in there. All the scent,
Right.
the flower scent and all, oh.
It's just a treat for all the senses at her house.
I imagine.
You've got the way everything
Yeah.
looks, the way everything smells.
True.
I'm sure all those couches are super cushy.
I would be so afraid to lounge around in her place because everything is in white. And I would be so scared
yeah.
to spill something.
Totally. Or get makeup on her pillows or something.
She's probably scotch guarded the entire place up and down.
Oh, totally. Are you kidding? That much white? There's no way it's not Scotch guarded.
Yeah. Can we talk about how dramatic Kyle is?
Yeah, it was pretty dramatic kind of seeing the scenario, but then hearing her talking about Alexia living in an apartment and how emotional it was. And then we saw kind of a little bit of insight into Kyle's upbringing.
I like the fact that she's encouraging her daughters, all of her kids, to go to college because she said she wanted to be a lawyer, but she was acting, and her mom
Yeah.
really didn't encourage her.
And it was cool to see that she's kind of breaking that cycle and wanting to support her kids to get an education and all that kind of stuff.
Wasn't Kyle's mom her manager?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That was her paycheck. That's probably
Yes,
why she didn't want her to
exactly.
go to school.
So she's not going to encourage her not to make
Stick with
money.
the acting,
Let's be
and
real.
I'm going to make my money kind of thing. So kind of selfish on Kyle's mom's part, maybe?
Maybe just a little bit.
Circumstances, I'm sure, were very different back then, but...
The whole thing about, being worried about Alexia going to the airport by herself.
Oh my God.
And then they were at that beautiful Lowe's resort
Yeah.
and reuniting with Farrah, which I thought was
Yeah.
cool. But then it was like they'd never experienced wind and rain before. When they left the restaurant, was that the most bizarre thing?
I think partly is because coming from LA, maybe we haven't, especially during the summer, we don't see that kind
Come
of
on,
weather.
Santa Ana's?
Well, no, I mean,
We totally have
but
Santa
it
Anas.
can rain in Arizona, and they're in Tucson especially. My brother went to U of A. Go Cats! So, So I totally get it, because when we took my brother there, we dropped him off, and then I think probably about a week or two later, it's like the monsoons came in. You know, it just... And then the thunder and the lightning and the thunderstorms and all that stuff. So
I guess I haven't seen that part of Arizona.
It's beautiful in Tucson. It's beautiful down there. Yeah.
Huh.
So it was nice to see the campus. I'm like, oh, I remember that campus. And I had a friend from high school that went there. So
it's a great looking campus. That's
it's really nice.
All the goodbyes were totally killing me. And the worst for me was the whole thing with Yolanda and Bella.
You know what, though? It wasn't as overly dramatic.
I was a mess.
I mean, I felt bad, but I think Yolanda's a little bit more grounded, just because she was like, I've already done this. I've already taken a kid to college, and, I've said that it's easier, but it's hard because there's different challenges and, everything that's going on.
But it was just so sad just watching her cry. And then when Bella wrote her that amazing card. I know,
it was nice, wasn't it? That was very, very sweet.
My gosh. Mushball. That was me.
But I think Yolanda, of course she's going to be sad, and with everything that's gone on with Bella, yeah, I totally get it. But she seemed a little bit more, okay, I feel bad for everything that's happened, but I'm happy that you're happy, and
yeah,
I don't know, it just seemed like a different thing. Like, she's sad, but she's not, oh my God, I'm bawling my eyes out.
She wasn't as dramatic about it. I guess maybe I'm feeling like Yolanda was just so... I don't know. I felt like, okay, this is totally armchair psychology.
Well, we're obviously doing this.
Kyle's goodbye was super needy and all about that she didn't want to lose Alexia.
That's it.
And Yolanda's goodbye was all about Bella growing up and coming into her own, and how she wanted her to be successful, and she was looking forward to what she could become as a young woman. So it was a totally different take.
You know what? You hit the nail on the head. I swear, I mean, I think
Am I in the wrong career here?
So. I totally think you need to go to school and get your master's in psychology or something.
Too much school. I couldn't handle it.
Goodness.
I'd flunk out.
I don't know. No, that's really good, because it's obviously two different, and even when Kyle was saying, like, I know it's a good school, but if you ever want to come home, you can. And it's just kind of like...
It was more about Kyle than it was about Alexia.
Exactly. When she said, I really hope she continues 4 years, but I wouldn't be sad if she comes back and transfers here. I'm thinking, no. And I remember thinking, I really, really, really hope that Alexia stays all 4 years there, because she needs to do her own thing.
She needs to have a little separation and to grow up and all that kind of stuff. And just for Kyle to be on her own.
Exactly.
With her two youngest. And she's not even alone. She's got her two youngest.
You know what? It's going to get progressively worse. It's going to get progressively worse with each child. Because she has 2 more to go now. So for each child that goes on to college, forget it.
Bella's New York apartment.
Can I be adopted by Yolanda? Seriously.
No, I love, I love her and I'm enamored by her, but she's so talented. She designed that entire apartment.
I know. I love this about her. I just love Yolanda as well.
Comfortable, but beautiful. I just,
And I remember thinking that, like, while she's getting everything sorted out in Bella's new apartment, that I really liked how very hands-on Yolanda is.
Me too.
That she had a plan out. She had her friend designer there to kind of get things sorted out, and that wall of love.
Yeah.
Which I know she did that for Gigi as well.
She totally did it for Gigi, and I love that.
I was like, can Yolanda be my mom too? I mean, I have my mom and I love her, but another mom would be great.
And speaking of moms, then we kind of take a little turn and we kind of look at Brandy's kind of little get-together she had at her house.
My goodness.
I want to put a camera on you right now because that was classic.
My little face palm to face meets the palm kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I love the fact that she had friends over. Yeah. That was really cool to support her in watching Eddie and Leanne's show.
I think she just has this like secret desire to kind of see what's up, because I know she claims, and I'm putting this in air quotes,
it's no secret.
She wants to make sure that their kids are not on the show. Because I know that Eddie apparently did not agree to let them be taped for the Beverly Hills Real Housewives situation.
Yeah, but that's obviously not what's going on his show with Leanne.
Well, I heard about this, right? Apparently they bashed her every second that they could, when I'm thinking, that surely does not show very well.
Oh my gosh.
That makes him look worse, I think. I had to laugh, because I know we went through this last week with Note to Brandy that she needs to move on, and how long it's been and all this other stuff. So she at some point met with her lawyer to figure out all the situation with this refund with child support.
Totally.
That's bullshit, I think, on Eddie's part. But
really?
I think it is. But in any case, she said something that she wants peace with Eddie. And I remember hearing her say that, and I thought, Brandy, before you even have any kind of peace with Eddie, you need to just move on.
She needs to have peace with herself before she can have peace with anybody else.
Exactly. And close that chapter in her life and put it back on the shelf.
Totally.
Can I just say I loved watching Eileen and the conversation around the dinner table with her family. I thought it was just so sweet that they were joking with each other and they were having fun.
Those boys are so cute.
Definitely.
I mean, I think it would be tough to grow up in a house full of boys, but I think she did pretty well. You know, kind of being the stepmom and coming in, you know, like she did. They just seem like they have a great relationship with her.
Oh, definitely. And I know she was talking about how she didn't try to become the new mom, but it was just a matter of, you know.
I think that's totally key, right? They already have a mom.
Yeah, they do.
You can't replace her.
No, but that,
Got to create your own relationship.
I like Eileen too.
I know, right?
I want to be her friend.
Okay, so let's get Eileen and Yolanda to meet us somewhere in Malibu.
Along with Lisa Rinna.
For lunch. Yes. Lisa Rinna, I would do that too. She's cool.
You know, I would be down to meet Vanderpump as well.
Yeah, I would too, but I'd be so afraid I'd do something wrong and then I'd be on her list forever. For the rest of my life. No,
you could talk about, you know, jolly old England or something, right? Because you lived in London for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you could talk about your memories.
Right. So speaking of Lisa Rinna. This was hilarious.
Oh, is this that short bit?
Yes! The short bit with her, with Penn from Penn and Teller.
Yes.
Kind of doing the movie rehearsal. What do you think about that?
Well, I didn't realize that he had written a movie, but it was funny because she's like, I'm going to be playing myself. And you think it'd be easy, but it's not.
And then when she's describing the whole thing about playing herself, being married to Harry, but that it was Harry, but it really wasn't, and it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I didn't follow the whole plot. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be fun. And then Penn Jillette, because I know he has like barely, almost no hair, with this wig of this like long.
Is that what it is?
It's a wig. No, because it's.
I couldn't figure it out.
It's really. I mean, it was about shoulder length, right? And it had like this curly hair.
It was kind of Gene Simmons-esque, wasn't it?
Thank you. I was trying to figure out. I'm like,
okay, what is that? Is it a weave?
I think it's a wig.
Is it a wig?
It's got to be a wig.
Is it a hairpiece?
I think it's a wig because I don't think his hair is even that long, and it's blonde, or it's really light hair.
Penn?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think he's nearly bald, or he has really super short hair.
Just admit you're balding and just shave your head. It's much sexier.
I mean, it doesn't look.
Embrace
whatever he's got going on, it you know, he looks fine, but it's just like the hair that he was wearing for this role. I'm like, wait. I'm like, who's that? Oh, it's Penn Jillette.
What is that? Yeah, he seems like a pretty intelligent guy, so I'm not surprised that he's writing.
No, definitely not. You know what I didn't realize? She was warming up her voice in the car on the way to the set. I never realized that actors warmed up their voices.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it makes sense. I know. I just never thought about it.
We don't do any of that. It's kind of like, let me get some water. Can you hold on while I cough? Yeah, it's we're not pros, people.
No, certainly not.
No, it's a whole thing they go through.
It makes sense though. I mean, because you know, we all know about singers and they got to warm up their voice so they could hit their notes and stuff.
Well, and you want to be able to articulate your words and not trip over stuff, kind of like I do and we do. What? Yeah. Anyway. Well, something to aspire to.
Yeah, maybe we should start warming up before we have our weekly conversations about the show so we don't trip over ourselves, right?
Let's do it.
Okay. You're on.
You start.
Next week's episode looks a little crazy.
I know. Next week looks like they made up for the drama-free kind of episode from this week.
Kim is going to be bringing the drama.
It looks pretty crazy.
Kim.
Well, and Brandy was shoving Kyle, right?
I missed that. Because my recording kind of cut off at some point where they were talking about Kim.
Oh, she was kind of holding some food in her hand or something, and Kyle grabbed her hand.
Oh.
And she pulled it away, and then she ends up shoving her. I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see what's going on.
And it won't happen until the end of the episode, like the last 5 minutes, and then we'll have to see how everything plays out in 2 weeks.
That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @DidTheLetterU.WatchIt. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.